Hello everyone, I'm Bobtheorc, and welcome to the lessons of Miyamoto Musashi. And now, this is episode 12, we're going to talk about being indifferent to where you live. And this is very similar to the last episode where we talked about having no preferences in all things. So Musashi says, be indifferent to where you live. And what I think he means by this is that there are important things in life and less important things in life, and you should focus on what's important. Where you live is not as important as whether you're following your path, whether you're pursuing excellence, whether you're, becoming a better person each day. And life changes. Things change and happen all the time, and we just have to sort of deal with it. And I think there's two different interpretations to this. You could say that he meant be indifferent to where you live, as in where you're staying the night, whether you're sleeping in the rain or whether you're sleeping in a fancy hotel room or whether you're in a cottage somewhere or a barn or whatever the situation might be. Or it could also talk about how as you move from place to place, everything kind of turns out to be the same. A lot of people will change their location, change where they live because they're trying to get out of a bad situation, and they get to the new place and they find that they eventually end up in a similar situation, and no matter where they go, the situation follows them because the situation is not necessarily involving where they're living, but rather it involves their actions and what they are choosing to do, how they choose to live their life. So, and this draws back to the original lesson of basically understanding what the world is, accepting all things for what they are. And all of his lessons kind of tie together. And so, Musashi was a modest man. He didn't seek luxury, and he could be talking about that as well. I find that much of my success in life is due to the fact that I live below my means. I could afford to have a nicer house. I could afford to drive a fancier car. I could afford to live in a better part of town. But by living modestly, this frees up resources for me to pursue more important things. And I think Musashi would be talking about that as well. So I think the real takeaway on this is that the important parts of your life involve what's in here and your journey. What's inside of you, how you're developing and exploring yourself as a person, how you're expanding your limits, how you're growing, how you follow your path, your chosen path, and you pursue your life. And the immediate situation is less important than the journey that you're undertaking, the direction that you're going. And so I find that what makes me comfortable in life is more to do with what I'm working on and am I making progress towards my goals, and my living situation is less important. Often in the past, I've lived with friends. I've lived on my own. I've been homeless before. I've lived in a whole variety of situations. I've traveled the world, and I've seen places that are not very comfortable to live in. One of the things that I really appreciate is that I have a house with running water and a flushing toilet, and I really like my flushing toilet. And I think he could also be talking about how you should appreciate what you have. That's another important aspect. In Musashi's writings, a lot of times he'll make a statement and then suggest that you explore the statement. And this is particularly true in the Book of Five Rings, and we'll touch on that just briefly, where he'll say, strike your enemy such and such, in a with a power and a force. You should explore this thoroughly, right? And in a lot of these lessons that we're talking about, we should understand the context of what he was talking about, but then we should also internalize it and look at what it means to us. What can we learn from it? We should explore these things. So I think that being indifferent to where you live can mean a number of different things, but it all comes down to being at peace in your situation, understanding that happiness is mostly an internal thing, and following your purpose with conviction, following your journey, your path. That's what's important. So, thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Share it with your friends. And don't be assholes to each other. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.